Artificial intelligence and robotics, folk. It's impressive how fast they are evolving, isn't it? It seems like we've gone from science fiction straight to reality. Robots that understand us, make decisions, and interact with the world in a way that we only used to see in movies before. It's a future that arrives with full force and evokes a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Don't you think?
That's true. And that's why we're here today to dive into this fascinating topic that's changing everything so quickly. Artificial intelligence is taking physical form, moving off the screens and interacting directly with the real world. And the most incredible thing is the autonomy these robots are acquiring, something that was unimaginable until recently. Exactly. And to better understand this future that's already knocking at our doors, we've selected 3 developments that are making waves in the tech world. And we're going to break down each one of them so you can understand the impact they might have on our lives. Ready?
Absolutely. Let's go.
First, let's talk about Helix AI, the Fig robot. This robot is causing a huge stir, being called the most sensationalist AI of all time, a true general agent. And it's no wonder, right? It understands voice commands, makes decisions, and manipulates objects it has never seen before, without needing to be programmed for every little thing.
Helix is truly impressive. Its major differentiator is its generalist intelligence, this ability to integrate vision, language, and action. It's not like those industrial robots that only perform a specific task. It has a much broader understanding of the surrounding environment.
It's not a specialist in tightening screws, it's more of a jack of all trades, right?
Exactly. It can adapt to different situations and solve problems more autonomously.
And we saw those videos, right? The robots organizing groceries in the kitchen, opening the fridge, putting things in their places. That is very surreal.
Yeah, that demonstration was really impactful. The robots were able to analyze the environment, identify objects, manipulate them with precision, and even work as a team, passing groceries to each other.
It's like, pass me the carrot, grab the milk. Incredible. And the goal of Bertad Koch, the founder of Fig, is to create a robot that thinks and solves problems like a human. He wants a robot that can handle any situation without needing an instruction manual for every new object. New, let's face it. Our house is an organized chaos, right? Nothing stays in the same place for very long.
That's true. The home environment is super unpredictable, and that's exactly where Lytic stands out. It doesn't need to be programmed for every object or situation. It learns to deal with the unpredictability of the real world.
And how did they manage to do that? This whole dual-layer system thing, the S2 and the S1, got me curious.
This 2-layer architecture is brilliant. The S2, which would be the robot's brain, is responsible for planning, decision-making, interpreting what the robot sees, and the commands it receives. Meanwhile, the S1 acts like a nervous system, controlling movements with speed and precision.
Ah, I see. It's like the OS2 is the strategist, and the EC1 is the soldier in the field, executing the orders.
Exactly. And this division of labor allows the robot to make quick decisions without needing a supercomputer connected to the cloud all the time. This is essential for it to be commercially viable.
Makes sense. Imagine having a data center at home for the robot to function. That would be a problem.
There's another important thing, the unified neural network. This is what allows the robot to manipulate objects it has never seen before.
Explain to me better this part about the neural network. How can it, for example, pick up a toy dinosaur that it has never seen before?
The unified neural network learns general characteristics about how objects look and how they can be manipulated. So, even if the robot has never seen that specific dinosaur, it can identify its characteristics and apply general manipulation principles to pick it up. It's as if instead of memorizing each type of apple, it understands the essence of an apple, which allows it to recognize any type of apple.
Wow, that's interesting. And we saw in the video that the robots even collaborate with each other, right? Like passing the cookie to the robot on the right. How do they know which is the robot on the right?
This shows that they have a spatial understanding of the environment and can communicate with each other to coordinate action. They interpret the command, taking into account each one's position. It's a quite advanced level of intelligence.
It's really impressive. But you mentioned that the demonstrations are still short and controlled. Does that mean there's still a long way to go before we see these robots working perfectly in our homes?
Yeah. It's still early to say. The demonstrations are important, but the challenge is to ensure that the robot works stably and reliably in everyday life, in real environments, without constant supervision. Imagine the robot deciding to store the remote control inside the pot.
That's a mess. And speaking of other companies, we've seen that Meta, Google, Apple, everyone is keeping an eye on this humanoid robot market with Ian. The competition will be fierce.
Certainly. The interest of tech giants in this field shows the potential they see in robots. It's a potential billion-dollar market.
And Figer is focusing first on the domestic environment, right? Instead of starting with the industrial sector like most companies. Why this bet?
It's a risky strategy, but also very smart. The industrial environment is more predictable, more controlled, but our home is quite a challenge for a robot. If Fig can create a robot that works well at home, it will do well anywhere.
Yeah, like if it can handle kids, dogs, and the mess in the living room, a factory will be a piece of cake for it, right?
Exactly. And of course, they don't rule out using Helix in other sectors in the future, but the idea is to master the domestic environment first, which is the most complex.
And in the end, Fig's vision is for these robots to become common, helping with services, taking care of the elderly, and even becoming part of our family. If production increases and prices drop, who knows? We might have a robot in every home soon.
It's a possibility. If this technology becomes accessible, it could completely change the way we live. Imagine having a robot that helps you with household chores, keeps you company, reminds you to take your medication.
Wow, that would be amazing. But it's also a bit scary, right? Having such an intelligent robot inside the house.
Yeah, that's an issue we need to discuss. Security, privacy, the limits of interaction between humans and robots. These are important ethical issues that need to be debated as this technology advances.
Definitely. And speaking of robots that capture our imagination, let's talk about Neo from Unix. This one is more like a companion, both in appearance and in the way it interacts. It even has support from Openai, the same company behind ChatGPT.
Neo is truly fascinating. It represents the transition of artificial intelligence into the physical world in a more complete way. Its appearance, the way it moves, its learning capability, all of this makes us question what it means to be human and what our place will be in this future, with robots becoming increasingly present.
And we saw it in the video, right? It's covered with a fabric. It doesn't have that metallic robot look, full of wires. It seems like the idea is to make it more palatable, right?
Exactly. Neo's design is intended to integrate into the domestic environment more naturally, without causing any strangeness. The idea is for it to be seen as part of the family, like a helper, a companion.
And that scene of it making coffee for the couple who don't even pay attention to it. Then it's sitting alone on the sofa. Wow, that gave me a strange feeling, you know?
Yeah, that scene raises deep questions about our relationship with these robots. If they become so integrated into our lives, how should we treat them? Will we develop some kind of empathy for them?
And Neo's movement, it's very natural, right? It walks, sits, and picks up objects as if it were a real person.
They use real human movement data to train Neo. That's why it moves so fluidly and naturally.
Wow, that's amazing. And it has a voice system that resembles ChatGPT, right? And those little lights on its head that indicate when it's listening or processing something. It seems like they thought of every detail to make the interaction as natural as possible.
Exactly. Neo's interface is entirely designed to facilitate communication with humans. The idea is that we can talk to it as if we were talking to a friend.
And what about security? It seems like they were quite concerned about that as well, right? With soft coverings on the joints to prevent accidents.
Yes, safety is fundamental, especially in a home environment with children, the elderly, and pets. They don't want Neo to be seen as a threat, but rather as a member of the family.
And WingJig is going to test Neo in real homes, right? To see how it performs in the real world with all its unpredictabilities.
Field testing is essential for Neo's learning. It's in everyday life, dealing with unexpected situations, that it will enhance its skills and become increasingly intelligent.
Wing's goal is to be ambitious, right? They want a robotic assistant in every home, like we see in science fiction movies. But, well, as you mentioned, Neo still needs to learn a lot. Differentiating a toy from a strand of hair on the floor, for example, must not be easy for it.
Yes, artificial intelligence still has a lot to evolve, but the advancements are rapid, and we can expect great surprises in the coming years.
And OpenAI investing in Neo, after having invested in Fig, it seems they are betting big on this humanoid robot race.
OpenAI is looking to the future, and they know that robotics with AI will revolutionize the world. It's natural for them to invest in companies that are at the forefront of this revolution.
And this combination of artificial intelligence with physical autonomy is what makes these robots so powerful, right? It's like having a cart and it can act in the real world, it can do things for you.
Exactly. It's intelligence coming out of the virtual world and directly impacting the physical world. The possibilities are endless.
But it's important to remember that the Neo is not yet a commercial product, right? There's still a lot of development needed for it to become a viable product for the end consumer.
Yes, it's still early. Winix still needs to refine the design of the Neo, improve its reliability, and most importantly, make its price accessible.
And we return to that issue of emotional connection, right? Winix humanizing the Neo in the video, showing it with a sad look. Will we end up getting attached to these robots? And if they become so similar to us, should we treat them with more respect, with more consideration? It's an ethical, complex issue. As robots become more sophisticated, the line that separates humans from machines becomes thinner. And we will have to rethink our relationship with technology.
Yes, then there are many questions and few answers. But one thing is certain.
The future with intelligent and autonomous robots has already begun. And we need to prepare for the challenges and opportunities that this new era will bring.
Undoubtedly. It's a fascinating future and at the same time, a little frightening.
But the important thing is that we are prepared for what's coming. And to conclude our immersion in the world of EAE, let's talk about Monica's Monus. This one caused a real earthquake in the tech world. Access codes being sold for absurd prices, comparisons with chat, repeat, it seemed to be the hot topic.
The Manus is in the spotlight without a doubt. And what makes it so special is its proposal to be a truly autonomous agent. It doesn't just limit itself to answering questions or executing simple commands. It plans, executes, and delivers complete results without needing us all the time giving orders.
It's like an assistant that does everything on its own, right?
Exactly. It is capable of performing complex tasks autonomously. It's like having a team of specialists working for you, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Wow, that's amazing. And the name Monus really fits with this idea, right? Mind hand in Latin?
It's the AI that thinks and acts to generate concrete results in the real world. The name is perfect. It reflects Monica's ambition to create an artificial intelligence that is more than just an electronic brain. They want an AI that is capable of transforming the world, of making things happen.
And the launch of the brothers was a resounding success. The demand for invitations was so high that prices skyrocket. It seems like everyone wants access to this technology.
The brothers aroused enormous curiosity in the technological community. People want to see with their own eyes what it is capable of doing. They want to test its limits. And this frantic search for invitations shows what it is capable of doing. How eager we are for an AI that truly makes our lives.
And the structure of the brothers is very interesting, right? It has several sub-agents specialized in different tasks, like a team of specialists working together.
This multi-agent architecture is one of Monus's great assets. Each sub-agent is specialized in a specific area, such as planning, coding, but validation, and they work together to solve complex problems more efficiently.
It's as if each sub-agent were a piece of Monus's brain, and together they form a super powerful intelligence.
Exactly. It's the union that makes the strength.
And Monus has already shown that it is capable of performing a huge variety of tasks. Analyzing financial data, creating interactive dashboards, planning trips, assembling educational materials. It seems like there are no limits to what it can do.
The brothers' versatility is impressive. And the most incredible thing is that it does all this autonomously, without needing detailed instructions for each step. You set the goal and it figures out how to get there.
And that demonstration of finding properties in New York, it not only found the properties, but organized all the information into a complete report. It's much more than a simple search site.
This demonstration was emblematic. She showed that the brothers are not limited to collecting data. It analyzes, organizes, and presents the information intelligently according to your needs. It's like having a virtual real estate agent working for you.
And there are people saying that Monus has surpassed other AI systems in advanced tests, even some of the most powerful from Openai.
If this information, once is confirmed, Monus truly stands out as a high-level AI.
And the creators of Monus, Xiaohong and Jeqiao, are becoming celebrities in the tech world, and investors are keeping an eye on it, with significant investments rolling in to boost the project.
Monus has everything to be a great commercial success, and the market is recognizing its potential.
Of course, not everyone is convinced. Some people question the real autonomy of Monus, whether it is truly a general artificial intelligence or just an evolution of what already exists.
The debate is valid. Artificial intelligence is a constantly evolving field, and we are still learning to define the boundaries of AI. What is general artificial intelligence? What is autonomy? These are questions that still don't have answers.
And Monus raises another important issue, the impact of AI on the job market. There are already people saying that up to 80% of companies will use AI by 2020. Are we ready for this change? Automation is already a reality, and the trend is for it to accelerate in the coming years. We need to prepare for this new reality, for the new professions that will emerge, and for the changes that AI will bring to the job market. And even with other companies like Google and OpenAI developing similar systems, humans seem to have come out ahead. They already have a functional agent that is showing practical results in the real world.
Humanoid has the advantage of being one of the pioneers in this field. And Marika is working hard to expand access to Manos so that more people can experience this new form of interaction with AI.
And the comparisons with ChatGPT are inevitable, right? Some people are saying that Manos is the next big step in the evolution of AI. It could be the first real demonstration of a general artificial intelligence, capable of operating in different areas with autonomy and efficiency.
It's early to say, but Manos has the potential, Dio, to revolutionize the way we live and work.
And the applications of Manos are numerous, right? From finding suppliers and analyzing sales, to creating marketing strategies and developing new products. It seems like it can be useful in any area.
The versatility of Manos is what makes it so promising. It can be used to optimize processes, automate tasks, make smarter decisions, and in the end, increase the productivity and efficiency of companies.
But of course, we need to be careful, right? Manos is a powerful tool, and we need to use it responsibly. We need to ensure that AI is used for good, to improve our lives and not to replace or control us.
Ethics in AI is a fundamental topic. We need to ensure that AI is developed and used in a responsible, transparent, and fair manner. We need to avoid mention that AI is used for discriminatory purposes, to manipulate people, or to concentrate power in the hands of a few.
We need to be careful that AI doesn't turn into a Frankenstein, right?
Exactly. We need to be in control of AI and not the other way around.
Well, today we saw 3 incredible examples of how AI is evolving and transforming the world. The Helix, the Neo, and the Manus are just the tip of the iceberg. We are living through a technological revolution, and the coming decades are going to be incredible.
That's true. AI is changing everything, and we need to be prepared for what's coming.
And the question that remains, how are we going to deal with this new era of artificial intelligence? How are we going to ensure that AI is used for the good of humanity? How are we going to coexist with increasingly intelligent and autonomous robots?
These are difficult questions, but we need to start thinking about them. Now, the future has already begun and we need to be ready for it.
That's right. We hope that this conversation has inspired you to reflect on the future of AI and the role it will play in our life.
And we invite you to continue following upcoming episodes of our podcast, where we will continue exploring AI advancements and discussing their implications for society.
Thanks for joining us and see you next time. Bye-bye.